Right. No, don't say that. And look into the lens and don't talk so much. Okay? Never say right, look in the lens, don't talk so much. Whatever. Right, let's get this video started. Hey, welcome back to the next video. Thanks so much for all the likes and the subscribers and all that. It's pretty cool. I did, this was just supposed to be a little hobby thing and so traction, but quite a few of you already watched it. I got a lot of views, way more than I ever thought I'd have in such a short amount of time. I've taken a lot of feedback on board. I know I need to look more at the lens. It's really hard because just above, just there, I can see myself, and it's, I don't know. It's not that I want to look at myself. It's just reassuring seeing that you're not pulling weird faces. So I'm just gonna have to trust that I'm not. I also have a second project. So my wife decided we need to have a new kitchen. So maybe you'll hear some banging in the background. I hope you won't hear it too much. It's them sort of adjusting the tiles. Sorry about that. But I need to build shelves for this kitchen. So we have a whole nice kitchen and we want some rustic wood looking like shelves for a coffee station and then for like a cereal rack on the side. So I will be bringing out another video. It's probably quicker than I normally want to. I'm trying to do a video every week. Maybe this week we'll have 2 videos because I need to do it this weekend. So I might as well record that now. But we'll get to that. But I think for now, best is to get back on track because I've only got 359 days left. I haven't even finished a single project yet. So, but I guess the shelves count as one, right? The best bet is to start with the router table work and see how far I can get this weekend. Let's get going. Okay, so before we do the glue up of the 2 towers on the side for the sides of the router table, we need to do some drilling. So there's 2 things. One, we need to drill holes for casters. So this is just a wheel. I don't know why they're called casters. Same as an office chair, they're called casters. This is so that when you need to move the table, you can tilt it backwards and just push it. So we need to pre-drill these holes because it's a pain once it's all assembled because there's a base. Anyway, I'll explain that later when I get to that point. The other thing we need to do is we need to make pins for these shelf pins. And I'll blend these in a minute so that you can see what they are. But in essence, they're the little pins that hold shelves inside because each side will be able to have shelves. And I want to be able to change the height. So we need to do like a whole row of shelf pins. Now, rather than measuring it and trying to get it exact, I'm going to make a jig for that. So it's a simple jig that I can just reuse and quickly go from one hole to the next. And I think that's what we'll be doing first. It'll be a very simple jig. So if this is one of the side panels, here we need that row of holes going in for these little pins here, right? So there's a 5 millimeters. I made sure they're all the same. So the idea is I want to make a jig that's kind of hooks in on this side, and then we have, in this case, just 2 holes because that way I guarantee the distance is always the same. Otherwise, I'll have to make sure that these are exactly the same, and I don't really have a reference for that. So I'm just going to work with 2 holes. You drill one, you put a pin in it, you drill the second, and you move it along, and that's what I'll do. So I've decided to go 5 centimeters in purely because it kind of looks right to me, and I just realized I made a mistake. 5 centimeters from here to in is this way, not from here in. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go 5 centimeters in, and then I think 4 centimeters looks about right between each level, just because. Well, here's our jig. I quickly need to point out, this wasn't just solely my idea. I got this off Colin Knecht's channel, WoodWorkingWeb. He builds this super simple jig, and I think it's really useful. So just, look at this channel. I'll link it below as well. So yeah, I think we're ready to go. Let's just see where we want to start, and then start drilling in the pinholes. One more thing. To make this work, you need a pin to hold it in the previous hole that you drilled. I didn't have a pin, or a dowel at least, that small, but I have a gazillion of these 5mm drill bits. I don't know why specifically 5mm, but I've got a few of these. I guess you get them for free and stuff with all kinds of things. But I'm going to use that as sort of the marker pin and go from there. So, you know, every time this happens, I make a mistake. These two holes, I only realize now, it's quite obvious looking at it, this line is a little bit askew. So, and I'm talking like a millimeter. So what happens is that the pin won't go through this into the dowel that I previously did because the distance between here is different. Now I've remarked on the other side to try this whole spiel again. And let's see if I can get it right. Okay, I've measured all these distances and it should be good. Let's test it. Perfect. It worked. Just testing one more to be 100% sure. Yes. As you can see, these three holes are perfect. Ignore that. See, those two are perfectly aligned. Cool, let's go. And there we have it. Perfect shelf pins. I'm just gonna continue with the rest and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, 96 holes in these 4 panels. It was quite a laborious task, you know, the same motion over and over. The jig helped fantastically. I think what I would do is, if I made this again, is I'll use this jig to make another jig, maybe with some harder wood as well, so I could drill multiple holes at once. Here it was always one hole move, whereas if you could, you know, move it 6 holes, then move it once and do 6 holes again, it would be better. The other thing is it's made out of plywood, so I can definitely notice the wear on this already. There's some marks here just from where the stop on the drill bit would hit it. Also, the holes are definitely bigger than 5mm now. They feel a bit, you know, you can feel the wobble. This is mainly because you're using your hand to drill down. So I think if that would be out of metal, it would be better solution. You can make like use metal bearings or something. But overall, I'm very happy with it. So now we're one step closer to glue up. The last thing I want to do before gluing these into little boxes, or large boxes rather, should I say, is pre-drill the holes for the casters. The reason I want to pre-drill those is it's easier to do it now when it's a loose piece rather than trying to flip the box in and drill through the back of it. So let me get to that now. I must say, I'm pretty happy with this. Now, let me just actually glue it together. So, I did make a mistake with the cut. This is like 1.5 millimeters too short, but it's fine. Like I said, there's a plate comes on top. I just need to make sure that this one obviously stays straight at this point. So I'm not gonna screw this one on. Now that I've put those two pieces together, put the lid on, make sure everything's square, drill, screw, and then we do the second one. So, new day. I'm quite happy with what I achieved yesterday. The next step will need to be to attach the doors, and I have like piano hinges, and I'll show you now what they are. So these are piano hinges. I guess they're called that because they use them in pianos. It's an easy way to attach a door rather than using all those other fancy things. And seeing as it's just a wood chop thing. The beauty is you attach them and you can then just sort of cut them off at the length you need, and there you go. So what I need to do is measure and cut the sizes of the doors, then cut these. I want to round over the corners as well, and I'll quickly do that before we get to work on the bases. Here are the two doors. What we need to do is we need to use the router for a couple of things. The first is I need to put a little rabbet in here. I'll blend in the difference between all the things again up here. So I need to do a rabbet so that this hinge will fit inside. Secondly, what I want to do is on the other side, I will do what's called a round over so that it's nice and smooth and pretty. Let me get on with doing that now. So I always have a piece of the wood material I'm working with. Like every project, I always have an offcut or something to do all the tests with the drills and the routing here. I decided I want to name this. You know, why not name it for each project? So I think for this one, I'll actually name it the Giles. Let's go. Okay, so this is what it looks like. You can see it's leaving a little bit of a lip. So I'm going to try and raise raise the bit, I guess, a little bit higher to try and avoid this lip. Here we can see there's still a minor lip, but it's just a hair. So for that, I can then sand it off. So I'm quite happy. So, all of that took a little bit longer than I had planned, but we've got the doors. Don't mind them. Yeah. I added some sort of magnetic holders, these shitty looking handles. I mean, they look alright. And now we've got the two towers complete. We just need to build the bases for them next, and then the middle compartment. So, moving along, taking its time. Oh, hello there, and good morning. I'm kidding. Anyway, let's continue. We need to build 2 bases at the bottom. Again, this is to lift this off the floor. Also, we'll install the caster so we can move it and we can adjust it for height and make sure it's straight. I will again cut it out of MDF, so I have various cuts to do according to the cut list. But also I need some hardwood. This is I think called Paduk. It's the only hardwood I have. It's quite a nice one. I don't really want to use it, but I'm clean out of oak or anything like that. Also, this is not too expensive here. So the reason we need this hardwood is it's much stronger, as the name says. It's hardwood. It's not as soft as pine. Like pine can break easily and snap. This is very tough. I have some other one like IPE, but IPE is used for decking and it'll blunt all my tools. It's classed the same sort of strength as concrete, so I'm going to avoid that. Now the problem is I need way more than just this little piece, so I'm going to have to mill a big board there, and I'll bring you along to show you what that looks like. Right, so here in my lumber cart I have more of the Paduk. It's rough wood, we need to mill it down, and as you can see, it's quite dirty, so I have to send it through the planer.
No. You said that you were going to do our kitchen shelves today. That's what you have to do.
I want to show how much battery I have left. There's a symbol of the battery. It's just an orange battery with a line through, which implies to me there's no battery, but it's still working. I don't know what to do. I guess change the battery.